Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a group of local organizations comes together to spread some awareness about the opioid epidemic in our region. And a local nonprofit hosts an event to kick off the spring season by having some fun while spending time in nature.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on the dot. I'm Dakota Makris, and it's Monday, a whole new week, and it's the first full day of spring. Am I right, Brandon? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
Okay, there we go. See, but I thought, so we've already talked about it. I thought yesterday was the first.
It was the first day of spring, but it didn't start until 11:33 in the morning.
You're not going to ask you this all day.
Yeah, so the first full day is today, but you know, you were talking about there, and for some reason it just randomly popped in my head, talking about a whole new season, from Aladdin, a whole new world popped into my head.
I'll start singing it right now. A whole new world. I'll do it.
Let's get into the forecast before we get too out of control here this morning. It just kind of popped into my head randomly. All right, let's get into the forecast today, and we see that it's a bit chilly out there in spots. 29 in Clintwood, 44 Prestonsburg and Pikeville, 43 in Jackson, 34 over toward London, 36 Williamsburg, Somerset, 30 Monticello, 34 in Harlan and Ashland as well. Breakfast forecast for you today. Once the sun comes up about 7:30, we're going to see temperatures go up pretty quickly, and then as we head deeper into the day, we'll see those get to close to 70 with sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day. A few more clouds start to slide in tonight, and we'll drop into the upper 40s for overnight lows. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, Matthew Black, an administrator for Clear Creek Baptist Bible College, died Friday morning. A social media post from Matthew's wife, Ruth, said he died at home from an unspecified illness. She said he had appeared to be getting better. Black, a graduate of Clear Creek, went into ministry after college. He was a pastor in Wilmington, Ohio for 6 years before coming back to Clear Creek to serve as the Dean of Institutional Advancement, where he was for the past 4 years. Services will be held at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, March 23rd in the Chapel of Southern Oaks Funeral Home. A group of local organizations came together during the weekend to host an important event. Well, 20 organizations showed up to the Black Balloon event held at the Perry County Health Department parking lot to try and bring awareness to the opioid epidemic in our region and show support for people battling addiction. Event coordinator Pamela Wright says the strong collaboration of several organizations made the event possible.
Outreach that people has done has been amazing. The compassion that these people show, that they go out on a day-to-day basis trying to help everyone, it's awesome.
Community members expressed their support of the event and hope similar events will be held in the future. In an effort to celebrate Women's History Month and also inspire the younger generation, two nonprofits teamed up for a painting event for girls in grades 5 to 12. And Anna Medina spoke with some of the girls about participating.
When we paint, it's kind of like celebrating them, and kind of talking about it is also really important too.
An inspiration for younger generations.
We don't let people dim your light.
You can experiment with the colors.
In an effort to celebrate Women's History Month, but also encourage young women, For a Real Change and Light of Chance teamed up to paint her story.
I came over here because I really wanted to paint about like women, and since it's like Women's History Month, and it seemed really interesting to do.
I usually go to the Women's as Leader thing like every year, and then they have like this thing, and my mom just told me about it last night, and it seemed like really fun.
Girls in grades 5th through 12th were able to register for the event in person or virtually. The event encouraging those participating to visualize their own stories while also potentially making new friendships.
I think it's kind of cool and stuff that a lot of girls came together and did this.
Some of the girls say it is important to recognize the impact women in history have had and also promoting support for one another.
I feel like women need to really stick together because this year, a lot of women are bringing each other down instead of rising each other up.
The girls were able to paint canvases that depicted friendship with well-known artist Alice Waddell. In Bowling Green, Anna Medina, WBKO News.
Well, Sunday marked the beginning of spring this year, and a Lexington flower shop is getting gardeners ready for the season. Joe Ellis and his wife have owned the Sunshine Grow Shop since 1983 and have 4 locations in Lexington. Well, Ellis says if you want to start planting a garden this spring, it's best to have a plan. They say it's usually smart to plant after Derby season, but there are some plants that can take a little chill.
And you know, you can garden early as long as you garden smart. There's a lot of plants that can take cool weather. You know, if it were to drop down to 25 or even 20 degrees, pansies and violas, they'll be fine.
The last freeze in Kentucky is usually between April 20th and May 3rd. And Ellis says the end of April is too early. June is usually when you can find the best and most abundant selection of flowers. He says there's nothing more therapeutic than enjoying the outside with your family. Pathfinders of Perry County, Kentucky hosted its first day of spring hike Sunday. Chaz Jenkins hit the trails and has more on the event.
Kicking off the spring season by hitting the trails at Perry County Park.
Kind of shake out the cobwebs and some of the winter blues, get out and celebrate the coming spring and the return of all the warm weather and life in the area around us.
Hiking around 1.1 miles of the park's trails, giving information along the way.
We're going to point out some of the spring wildflowers that hopefully we find along the trail. We're also going to talk about some of the events that happen in nature when you're transitioning from winter to spring, and hopefully we're going to learn a lot about the environment around us.
Hoping to host more hikes in the near future.
That the Pathfinders are making a vested interest to produce these kinds of events every single month. So we're hoping to do some type of organized event, whether it be a hike or something similar, every single month through the summer and fall.
Getting people outdoors, showing what the county has to offer.
You'd have to drive an hour or longer to find trails even similar to this. So we might as well take advantage of it. We're really hoping to get people out, get them active and engaged with the world around us.
Happy for the beautiful weather, bringing in the new season.
So this is a perfect time for us to really get involved and to take advantage of these wonderful trails that we've got here in Perry County.
Saying goodbye winter and hello spring. In Perry County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Logsdon says next month their next event will be a full moon hike. They hope to have more info on it in the coming days. A North Kentucky card trading spot hosted its grand opening Saturday with free card packs and giveaways. Hit Seeker Sports Cards now has a brick and mortar in the Fort Mitchell area after just 2 years of online streaming. Owner Greg Rouse, who has been collecting cards since 1971, says that the goal of Hit Seekers is to spread a message. Baseball cards are cool again.
Helps with so many things from allocation to card availability and most importantly just building a community around the hobby.
The shop isn't just about baseball cards though. Star Wars, golf, Pokemon and UFC cards are some of the other collectibles. Hit Seekers also includes a scoreboard to see its upcoming releases and featured beverages. Well, bear sightings, they're not uncommon in East Tennessee, but what about ones with 3 legs? That's what was spotted in Knoxville this past week. Jody Williams at Help Asheville Bears says 36 3-legged bears have been spotted since 2019. Williams says the animal likely lost the leg to a snare trap. He adds that missing a limb makes it tougher to care for their children and climb trees. Tennessee trapping regulations state it's also illegal to use a bear trap. Williams believes that these hunters are trapping bears to sell parts like their paw on the black market. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet shared a news release Friday morning that shoulder repair work will be starting soon on Kentucky 302 over in Johnson County. Well, the work is scheduled to start today and go through March 23rd. The work is supposed to start around mile point 2.9. KYTC officials say drivers should be aware of flaggers and use alternate routes when possible.
All right, the forecast here as we head deeper into the morning, we're going to continue to see Mountain Parkway up near the Wolf-Powell County line. Not looking too bad this morning. Clear skies overhead. 36 in Hazard, 44 Pikeville and Prestonsburg, 34 London, 33 Irvin, 41 in Moorhead and Wise, and 29 the cold spot in Clintwood. State and region, 44 Owensboro, 46 Lexington and Louisville, 37 in Bowling Green, 33 Tri-Cities and in Charleston, West Virginia. Out the door forecast today, sunshine across the region. It's going to be a beautiful day. Get out there and enjoy it. Temperatures top out close to 70 this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. It's 6:39. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. Some new research suggests Omicron variant might stick to services longer than once thought. Stay with us. That's next.